everyone, so today I am going to be doing I guess kind of like a collab review on some of my cleansing brushes that I have, and every cleansing brush that I'm going to be talking about today is a automatic cleansing brush that can be related to the Clarisonic and stuff like that. So if you guys are longtime viewers of my channel, or if you have checked out my previous videos, you would have seen that I did a pretty in-depth review on a cleansing brush that I got maybe about 2 years ago now, and that was the Elishacoy 3D Spin Cleansing Brush. In that video, I did say that this was a really good cleansing brush, and I swore by it. I said it helped clear my acne, and all those things are still true to this day. I actually really love that cleansing brush, and for me it worked amazingly for my skin, and I couldn't be happier with it even today. However, over the span of 2 years, I have collected 2 other cleansing brushes in my routine and have gotten to use them quite a lot now, so I'm pretty confident in my ability to compare all of these cleansing brushes for you guys, and which ones are good and which ones I think are not so good anymore. Okay, so the first one I have here is my Elishacoy 3D Spin Cleanser. It is pretty old now, and there are some things that have kind of gone downhill about it. One thing is that the battery container has AA batteries, and one of the springs in it has become not so springy, if you know what I mean. So sometimes it can't register that the battery is in it, so it automatically turns off when I'm trying to use that. I kind of expected something like that to happen after owning it for 2 years, just by the fact that it wasn't a rechargeable machine. I really didn't like that about that. That probably was the only con that I had for this cleansing brush, was the fact that it required AA batteries and it didn't have a rechargeable unit or cord. So that was one of the only flaws I had with it. Otherwise, the brushes are still good to this day, even 2 years later. However, I probably could upgrade them for better results, but otherwise the head on it is still good, as well as the blackhead brush that came with it. The next cleansing brush that I have is one that I got sent from VIIBII, and I'm sure you guys have seen this on many YouTube channels before. A lot of people are hyping about it and stuff like that, and I received this brush about 1 year ago now, so I have had plenty of time to use it and review it and see what I thought about it. I did feature it in one of my skincare routine videos, however, I haven't featured it since then. The reason being is that I overall don't like this brush. A lot of people, I feel, on YouTube have been paid to say good things about it, but for me, it was just too much for my skin, and with the fact that I have previously only used Korean cleansing brushes and now moving on to a North American brush, I find that this one is just overall very abrasive on the skin and harsh on the skin. If I was to compare it to anything else, it would be similar to the quality of a Walmart cleansing brush, and that overall just isn't something I want to be putting on my skin. The only thing I think it really is good for is exfoliating the skin. Because of the fact that it is really abrasive on the skin, it makes it really good for removing tons of dead skin cells. But for daily use, I think it is too harsh on the skin, and anyone with sensitive skin should probably not use this, just because it is very harsh, and I think it can do more damage than good. It did come with a few interchangeable heads. Here on I have the body head because I actually lost the other heads for it, but I think it did come with 4 heads. I'm not quite sure, but one was for sensitive skin, one was for exfoliating, the body brush that I have on now, and then it also came with one of those stones for exfoliating off calluses on your feet, which, to be honest, I didn't use because I felt like the brush itself did not have enough power to even get off any dead skin on your foot, so I found that kind of useless. The exfoliating head was very harsh on my skin, and it actually hurt and caused me irritation, while the sensitive skin brush was more exfoliating than for sensitive skin. I also found that the bristles on this product were very flat cut and thick, so they couldn't go into the pores pulling out junk. And compared to the Elishacoy 3D Spin Cleanser, the brush tips actually get smaller and thinner, so they're microscopically, I guess, able to reach into pores and actually deep clean the skin. It has very few hairs in comparison to the Elishacoy 3D Spin Cleanser, which has so many hairs that it is so dense that when you get it wet, there is no separation. With this, when you get it wet, you can clearly see separation in the hairs and where they are placed. And overall, for me, I just prefer the Elishacoy 3D Spin Cleanser. I think it does a lot better for the skin. It is good for deep cleaning, deep in the pores for anyone with acne troubles, and it is extremely gentle, which is something that means a lot to me since I have very sensitive and delicate skin. So overall, I would not recommend the VIIBII cleansing brush. For me, someone that has very sensitive acne-prone skin, this is just too harsh. Another thing I don't like about it is the fact that it does require AA batteries, and in that fact it requires 4 of them while the Elishacoy brush only requires 2. And it only has 1 speed setting while the Elishacoy 3D Spin Cleansing Brush has 2 speed settings, so overall it just doesn't live up to the hype. And then a few months ago, back in the early spring, I actually went to my local Banila Co. here in South Korea, and I picked up another new cleansing brush just because I was curious and wanted to change it up a bit. So here I have the Banila Co. cleansing brush. The reason why I got this is because it's supposed to be similar to the Clarisonic, so it has the same type of cleansing ability, with the fact that the inner brush rotates back and forth at a very high pace. The main selling point on this for me was the fact that it was supposed to be similar to the Clarisonic, and on top of that it had a rechargeable base, so that meant no more AA batteries, which is a huge thing for me since they can be quite annoying, especially when your brush suddenly dies on you. So this was very interesting. It is 100% waterproof, and it has a one-touch sensor head. So you turn it on, you have 1 speed, you hit it again, it goes up to the 2nd speed, and then you hit it again to turn it off. So that has the exact same style of power button as the Elishacoy 3D Spin Cleansing Brush, only it is on a different model of brush. For me, what caught my attention about this was that it had the heads that were similar to the Clarisonic, only the bristles on this are different from the Clarisonic. The Clarisonic has more of a clean cut bristle, while the bristles on this are a little similar to the Elishacoy 3D Spin Cleanser, however they're not as fine or condensed. Overall, I was really excited to try this. Now, when I bought this, the head that came with it is for normal skin types. It is not for sensitive skin types. So I had to buy this head brush separately, which was, I think, $13 or something like this. For me, this is really, really, really good. It's way better than the VIIBII Spin for Perfect Skin Cleansing Brush or whatever. This one overall is way better if you are someone who needs more of a deep clean or who wants a bit more of an exfoliating effect while still being really, really gentle on your skin. I would rate this for exfoliating power between the Elishacoy Spin Cleanser and the VIIBII cleansing brush. I think this is more closer to the Elishacoy brush. It's very, very gentle on the skin while still having enough strength to exfoliate. Now, to be honest, when I first started using this, I did even find the sensitive skin brush to be a little harsh on my skin, but it was nowhere near as harsh as the VIIBII brush. So this, I think, is really suitable for normal to somewhat sensitive skin types. It really does a good job of deep cleaning. But the only thing I did not like about this is how big the head of the brush is, because apparently I have a really small face. So when I am bringing it around my eyes, I find I always get soap in my eyes when I'm trying to get this area. Even though I do tend to close my eyes or look up, I still feel like the soap gets in my eyes. Compared to the Elishacoy one, the head on this is small enough where I can maneuver it around my eyes and my nose quite comfortably without getting any soap in my eyes at all. Now the thing with the Elishacoy brush compared to the Banila Co one is that this one only rotates in a circle similar to that of the VIIBII brush, so this doesn't have the vibrating features similar to the Clarisonic. Now unfortunately I do not own a Clarisonic, but I did go into Sephora and test them out when I was curious about it, and overall for the price and the quality of the product, I personally don't think the Clarisonic is worth all the money and the hype. I found that the bristles were very abrasive on the skin, even for the sensitive skin one, and for the price you can get cheaper alternatives that work the same way. I highly recommend everyone to try out Korean cleansing brushes. They are a lot higher in quality, the bristles are a lot gentler on the skin while still giving that same power cleaning effect, and you can even find exfoliating heads. A lot of Korean road shop companies are now coming coming out with their own cleansing brushes, and there's tons everywhere, and every single one that I have tested I have loved. So if I was to rate my favorite cleansing brush, I would still have to say the Elishacoy one is my top favorite, just because it is so densely packed and it is so gentle on the skin while being very, very effective. However, the only con is the fact that you have to have AA batteries in it. Otherwise, it is a completely perfect brush, and I love it to death still to this day, 2 years later, or almost 3 years later now. Second would be the Banila Co brush, just because it is so wonderfully convenient with the fact that you don't need to put in batteries in it. You can just recharge it through a USB cord, and the power on it lasts months at a time, and I use it about once a day and have only had to recharge it once since I've owned it for 6 months now. Price-wise, the Elishacoy brush and the Banila Co brush are on par, running about $80, while the VIIBII brush is about $100 and something, which is extremely overpriced in my opinion for the quality of the brush, and I would not buy it. So that is it for my comparison video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this could be helpful for some of you guys who are interested in cleansing brushes but do not know where to start. If you're interested in any of the products that I did mention, you can check them out in the description box down below. I'll have the links to where you can buy them and all that stuff and all the information. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!